Motion sickness warning. This video contains jerky footage from a game that I feel could cause some people motion sickness. You've been advised. Buggy, known as Team Losi RC Racer in America, is a bad game. Plain and simple, this game is trash. It is the worst game that I've played on Evercade, and my second least favorite racing game of all time after only TNT Racers on Xbox 360. But why? What makes this obscure 1998 RC racing game so awful? Well, sit back and I'll tell ya. For starters, first and foremost, above all else, the controls are horrid. I crap you not when I say that Kinect Joyride has better controls than this hunk of junk. And that's saying something. Now, I admittedly don't have a lot to compare this game to, as I haven't played a ton of PS1 era racing or vehicle games, but I have played things like Twisted Metal on PS1, Mega Race for PC, and Sega Rally Championship for the Saturn, and the controls for all those games felt pretty smooth, even using a D-pad controller for Twisted Metal and Sega Rally. The controls for Buggy feel cheap and dirty, and they are way too sensitive. A simple tap of any button, gas, reverse, left, or right, can easily send you flying to undesired locations, and it is very hard to control your ride. And I do get that this game was probably trying to replicate the sometimes finicky controls of an RC car, but it did a bad job, and things like RC Cars for PC or Things on Wheels for Xbox did much better jobs of replicating the controls for these toy automobiles. But basically, you spend the bulk of this game viciously fighting the controls, which I could never get used to. And this is not aided by the fact that a lot of tracks are filled with little bumps and hills, and this game has wonky ragdoll physics, where it is very easy to flip your car over if you go up a hill. It is also very easy to completely spin out of control, and on a couple occasions I managed to get myself driving backwards on the track, but the game doesn't bother to tell you that you're going backwards until you've been doing it for several seconds. Now, in this game's defense, I feel like it could be a little bit better, maybe using a joystick over a D-pad, but guess what the Evercade VS-R doesn't have? A joystick, and the VS-R joystick controller is not set to release for several more months. Anyways, we've established that the controls and the physics are junk, but they are manageable for the first 3 chapters of the game. But when you reach chapter 4, the game goes from manageable to pretty much unplayable. You see, in the first 3 chapters, your fellow drivers are slow enough that, even with the janky controls, you could generally win a race within a few tries. Chapter 4 said nope and gave all of your competitors hyperspeed, which makes it pretty much impossible to win a race while you're busy trying to fight the arid controls, which is not aided by the insanely jerky camera that made me dizzy and lightheaded, hence the motion sickness warning. And if you have not guessed, I did not beat this game. I don't like reviewing a game that I haven't finished, but I genuinely do not know if anyone has beat this game. I took a peek over on howlongtobeat.com, and literally no one has registered as having finished this game, and I can't blame someone for putting this down. Now, I'm not trying to be a "oh, the game is too hard" kind of person, and I mean, Buggy is a very hard game, but not for the right reasons. You see, there's good hard and then there's stupid hard. Gremlin's own Reloaded is a good example. That game is tough as nails, and I honestly believe I will never beat it. but it feels like a get good game, where the game really challenges you to hone your skills and to better yourself. While Buggy is more akin to motion sports on the Kinect, it is a brutally hard game because the controls only work 5% of the time, making it debatably tougher than Dark Souls. That's the kind of hard that Buggy is. The bad kind, which is not helped by the complete and total lack of a story in this game. Moving on to other topics, Buggy does have this neat little open hub level select area, which is a cute gimmick, but it's easy to get lost here, and it was really more annoying than anything else. Buggy does offer a practice mode if you just want to explore the racetracks while trying to not go cross-eyed from motion sickness. You do at least have a pretty decent car selection, for whatever that's worth, and you unlock new cars as the game progresses. Now, I should note that Buggy does have one creative feature to its credit. You know how in something like Mario Kart, you pick up boxes to grab power-ups and equipment. Buggy has its own take on that, with banners that you drive under. But the thing is, you unlock powers by getting the correct color order of banners, and if you can manage to steer your ride into the right order of banners, you can get a power-up, like one that freezes your opponents in place for a few seconds. While this banner idea was neat, it is so hard to steer that it generally wasn't worth messing with, and I don't want to be memorizing a bunch of color patterns so that I can get a 5-second speed boost. But really, my only positives with this game is that the graphics and the art design is actually kind of charming, and the jazz soundtrack is really good, and it is something that I could listen to in my free time. So yeah, Buggy is a bad game that I give a 4 out of 10 by my grade scale. It is just a mess, and it feels like a cheap bargain bin game. I'm not 100% sure why whoever owns Gremlin's old IPs decided to re-release this game, but I have a theory. You see, this game is part of the Gremlin Volume 2 collection, which comes with Loaded, Reloaded, Hogs of War, and Buggy. The bulk of the marketing for this cart went towards promoting Loaded and its sequel. Well, the Loaded games and Hogs of War are somewhat respected and semi-well-known IPs, and they are the reasons that I bought this collection. My guess is that the owners just tossed Buggy on here so that they could say that the cartridge has 4 games. More bang for your buck, you know? And that's why I think that this game got re-released, just so that they could say this cartridge has 4 games instead of just 3. I mean, Buggy is even the last game covered in the manual, so I think Evercade knew that people wouldn't really be interested in this game. And please, do not let my review discourage you from getting this cartridge. It has very solid ports of Loaded and Reloaded for a good price that make it worth buying. I haven't played Hogs of War yet, so no comment there. Anyways, as for similar games I could suggest, I would say RC Cars, which is $3 on Zoom platform for PC users, or Things on Wheels for Xbox, which I have reviewed. Link to that video will be in the end card if you want to check it out. Well, that is my vid for today. Thank you all for watching and for putting up with my bad voice. It means a lot. For those new here, I mostly review and discuss Xbox 360 games, with sometimes other topics like today, so maybe sub if that sounds interesting. And follow me over on GameRam for hints at upcoming videos and behind the scenes stuff. And like always, none of my content is made by fake intelligence. Keep YouTube human and only watch man-made vids. And I never consent for my likeness and voice to be copied and altered by robots in any way. God bless, take care, peace. And the controls for all those games felt pretty smooth. But why? What